Hello everyone, this is Rain with Valor Points, and I'm here with another game of StarCraft2 Ladder. So it's a game of mine. I played a Zerg here named Red Hot, and then here is myself as the, why do I keep doing that, as the Blue Protoss. Pull up that production tab there, and get underway. So I won't spoil it for you guys and tell you what happens, but this was a fun game. I think I played pretty well, but again, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't tell you exactly what happens. So looks like he's sending his first Overlord to cross spawn to see if I spawn there, which is a little weird. Normally you want to send your Overlords to the top or bottom just because they're closer, since the Overlord is so slow, and then you can always send a Zergling or something to scout the other locations. This is also one of my favorite maps because it's really easy to take a second base. You can see there's the ramp here that leads into the natural, and there's no other entrance or exit to it, so it's basically a free second, basically. It's really easy. The third is a little hard to take, though. I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's really wide open. You have this huge gap here, and then a pretty big gap here, and there is the plants here too. So they could technically just park their whole army right here, and you would never know until they cross that. So, unless you had like a scout or something over here, send a scout. But pretty standard game here so far. Open up with a gateway into a gas. He's throwing down his second now after looks like he threw a spawning pool down after. So he went hatchery first. Seems like kind of a late hatch though. And straight into gas. So it looks like he's maybe going to go into speed or something. Another thing to note too is I haven't watched this replay yet. This is my first time actually watching a replay. So I do remember somewhat playing it, but I don't. I never watched the replay to see exactly what he did or anything. So I'm throwing down my cybernetics core, and then throwing this probe down over here to get ready to throw down my second base as soon as I hit that 400 mineral mark, which is how much a nexus costs. 400, and there we go. Down goes the nexus. My second simulator finished, but I have not thrown probes on there yet, which is bad. There we go, throwing those 3 on there. Got a zealot out just to be safe. Normally against Zerg, I'll always build a zealot as my cybernetics core is building, because in lower leagues where I play, in like bronze, silver, there are a lot of cheesers, a lot of 6-poolers. So I always like to get that zealot out just in case. It really doesn't put me that much behind or anything to not do it, so I do. If I'm going against a Protoss or a Terran, I tend not to do it. Sometimes I'll start building it, and then if I don't need it by the time it's almost finished, I'll just cancel it. And then my first unit would be a Stalker or a Sentry. And I also like to get a Sentry here too right away after my Cybernetics core finishes, so I can force field the ramp here pretty easily in case he does try and throw some early Zerglings at me. But he's finally got that spawning pool finished. He's got 4 Zerglings out. Looks like they are, I'm not sure where they are actually. There we go. He has them just kind of chilling. Has not scouted or anything yet. He is stopped right here. I'm not sure why he stopped there. Maybe he thinks it's cross spawn only? I don't know. Now that I've scouted yet, I'm pretty sure once I got some energy on here, yeah, I went ahead and made a Phoenix to scout, and I scouted the right direction first. I think I just threw him to every base, yeah. So there we go, you can see him make a few roaches and get that queen. And he's morphing one overseer for detection. Which is good he didn't do that earlier, because he would have been able to tell my Phoenix was a fake. Because I think he actually went with... what are they called? Hydralisk. There we go. Pretty sure he made a Hydralisk den because he saw that and actually thought that I was going to air. So you see him going up to layer tech here. I finally got that Robo Bay down, just building a few immortals because I saw those roaches. Second base is getting okay saturated so far, 12 out of 24. Or I'm sorry, 11 and 11. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty even. Don't get much more even than that. Warping in some of them sentries. I got my 4 gates going. About ready to make a push. I believe I threw down, my robotics bay because I want to get a few Colossus. He has, what's this here? Finally, there goes that Hydralisk den. So that's very good for me that he's throwing that down. And then I just finished my Robo Bay, getting that Thermal Lance and some Colossus. So I have that Immortal, which will destroy the roaches, but he only has those 4, which is good. I have the 1 Immortal. And then the Colossi are going to destroy the Hydralisks when those pop out. So he has 11 roaches right now. He's just making that other extractor, not making any units. He has a lot of larvae though, so we'll see a lot of money. I'm assuming he's saving that up for something. Maybe just try and pop out a bunch of Hydras at the same time. So he's getting the upgrades here for these Hydras, which I don't even think he has any Hydras out yet. Nope, he does not. Just the 4 Zerglings and 11 Roaches. Still, I don't think he has no clue where I am. There he goes. Now he finally sees me. Sees my little army here. Take out that Overlord. And then there is my first Colossus just coming out now. Warping in a bunch more Stalkers, and we make the push. Actually, I'm not pushing yet. I think I wanted to... He has a bunch of units over there. Maybe he's getting ready to take a third. I'm actually surprised he hasn't taken a third yet. Basically, as a Zerg, you want to stay 1 base ahead of your opponent. If you're, especially against a Protoss, if you're a Zerg against Protoss, you're on the same number of bases. The Protoss is ahead. Take out the Overlord. There's one there that I summon again now. Warping in a bunch more Stalkers. I believe I pulled a probe and made a proxy pylon. Yep, there we go. It's actually right there. Easy for me to warp in. Put it right on the edge so I can even warp in a few on the low ground if I needed. So that's finished. I think I'm just waiting for that upgrade. There we go. Warping in the 1 Stalker. Because I was actually supply blocked. Pretty sure I started making some more pylons at home. There we go. Here comes my big push. He has all those Hydralisks and Roaches. And watch that Colossus just destroy in the back there. Just tear these things apart. Using that choke point too, which was really, really bad engagement for him. I got that nice little time warp down there, which slows him down. And I just destroy him. I keep warping in at my pylon. And this is a deadly push. You can see I'm quite ahead in supply. At 52 workers, he has 36. So my economy is a lot better than his. Still just on the 2 bases, and this base is pretty much dead here. He actually has quite a few Hydralisks that are just kind of sitting there that really would have helped him here. Would have been really smart for him to just sit back, keep his units here, and wait for me to come up and just get a big concave on me and kill me in that choke point. So that was pretty much his downfall when he came down here. So still have just this one Colossus here. I believe I sent the other one across the map. Oh, he's still actually sitting at home. But I ended up not really needing him. Still just sitting back there. There's the GG. And game over. So that was a pretty good game. Let's go back to this point here where I killed his army. Nope, just a little bit further back. So kind of fast forward here a little bit. My army paused as I was waiting for that pylon. Here I come. And here we go. So we're both at basically even supply. He's 1 supply ahead of me. He only has 38 workers and I have 52, which kind of shows the drastic difference in our army composition. I have 17 Stalkers, 1 Colossus, 1 Immortal, 1 Zealot. That is my army composition. He has 24 Hydralisks, 11 Roaches, and then the 4 Zerglings. So he has a lot more army supply than I do. He should be able to hold this, realistically. I only have the 1 Colossus, the 1 Immortal. If he targets those down, he should win this battle, quite honestly. It's almost like he's doing a 2-base all-in, because he's staying on the 2-base economy. Not very many workers. How much larva? He has so much larva. He's just not spending it. If he just spent that on drones, just use that larva on drones, he obviously has the money for it. But, I mean, it was technically, I guess, an okay play by him, because he should have held, but he didn't. Because, 1, he had this group of Hydralisks that just kind of sat here and did nothing during this big battle, with my whole army against his small army. And then his other big mistake is, let's start the game here a little bit. He sees me coming. I kind of back off a little bit. Bam! Right there. He has his army that's fighting against me in this small little choke point. I easily get a huge time warp on his whole army. And this is like, I mean, so bad to fight in a choke point like that, especially while defending. He's, like, basically just not giving himself a defender's advantage at all. He could easily, especially with these 2 nice spine crawlers right here, just sit back, kind of split up his army here, 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 and here. Let me walk up that ramp and just destroy me. He'll have a huge concave on me and just kill my army as I'm coming up. He should have destroyed me here. And also, of course, bring these up and distribute them within his concave as well. But instead he just sits there. I get a huge time warp on his army, and that's end game. He's trying to come down the ramp, but he just can't. I keep destroying him right at the bottom of the ramp. My Colossi is just destroying 7, 8, 9 kills. My Immortal only has 2. He wasn't doing that great. Kind of sitting in the back, not really able to do too much. 3, 11 kills on my Colossus. 11 kills. 12. 13. Finally, we see a few more Hydralisks just popping out. 14 kills. Throwing a few Zerglings that way. Throwing all these drones down here. His Hydras are still just sitting here not doing anything. I didn't even notice these, and then a bunch of Zerglings. He actually walled off the ramp here, which I didn't realize either, which is really bad. He completely walled off that ramp. these Hydralisks were basically useless for that fight because of that, I guess. Wow, I didn't realize he completely walled off there. That had to have been a mistake. Had to have been a mistake. Also getting ready to throw that pylon there so I could warp in right at here in case he didn't GG right away. But yeah, that was a huge mistake to completely wall that off so he couldn't even throw his Hydralisk up there, which he probably was. It looks like he probably actually had them targeted and was trying to pull them over here. But just goes to show, you know, little things like that can win a fight, because I should not have won that fight. I should not have won that fight. If he had all these units up here with his units just fighting in a concave right here, he would have killed me. I probably would have had to GG after that. I could have maybe tried to take a third base and continue to keep playing. In fact, I probably could have kept going unless he marched across the map and killed me right away. But it's possible I would have been able to hold the top here just because I had so many more workers than he did. He had like 30 something before we went in for a fight, so I had a way better economy. So possible for me to come back, but didn't matter because he fought in the choke point, which was very bad. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this game. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see here, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. So thank you very much. I will see you guys next time. Bye.